I pulled off the drive this morning with the Temptations playing, and I hit shuffle and the first song was My Girl, and I was thinking to myself, I've got sunshine in the month of May. Well, if Smokey Robinson and Ronald White were here at this moment in time, that song would never have been written, because we're having some pretty autumnal stroke winter weather at the moment. It's been very cold. Yesterday morning I was scraping ice off the windshield. Today it's very wet, very windy, and the common denominator is that it's still cold. However, I've come fishing, as you can see, poured myself a cup of tea. First one of the day. I've got a bait out there. I'm on the towpath and I'm trying to be courteous, so I've set my brolly up in such a way that I'm not taking up the space behind me, so it means I'm in a really tight little spot here. However, I'm fishing, my bait's in the water, I've got a chance. Nothing as of yet. I've just had a bite though, and I'm going to go for a gudgeon for my first fish. I'm in a different section to where I have been recently, and on here I've caught gudgeon in the past. It's really tight. Even the filming, I'm having to put the tripod quite low, so just a one leg extension as opposed to two, due to the fact that it is windy. I don't want my tripod, and more importantly my iPhone, to end up in the canal. However, you work around what you've got, don't you? That's a bit like life as well. And I'm fishing with my usual approach, my usual recent approach anyway, a small Drennan Waggler. It's a little orange tip just sticking above the water. Although it's windy, where I am it's fairly sheltered, obviously due to the wind direction, and there's a little bend in the canal as well, so there are no waves as such to mask the float. That's important when you're float fishing, determining where you set up. And I've got a maggot on a size 18 Drennan Super Specialist hook. I've got 4-pound Maxima Chameleon on the reel, and a 5 feet length of 2 pound 8 ounces fluorocarbon. And I'm watching these maggots here because the tub's quite wet, and you know what they do, they climb up, don't they, and get away. So I'm trying to keep those in check as well, while I watch the float and talk at the same time. That's the bait there, brown crumb, fairly sloppy, that breaks when it hits the water, and mixed maggots in there as well. Right, to make another cup of tea. I do like my tea. And then I will be back with a gudgeon. Not a gonk, as they are known by some people, but I'm off the mark with a roach. I use the net for this one, not necessarily because it's big, but you don't want to lose it when you lift it out the water. It wants to go back. I'll take another shot of this, and now it's okay there. There you go. That's a nice roach for the canal. I've been here about an hour so far. Small roach activity. They've been obliging as far as the movement on the float's concerned. Apart from that though, no gudgeon. It's quite surprising because I have caught them in fairly recent sessions in numbers on this particular section. However, it's not just the gudgeon that are missing, but the people. I haven't seen a soul this morning, and it's not that early either, because I'm off to work later, so I didn't get up at the crack of dawn like I often do. No cyclists, joggers, walkers. People in general allow the weather to dictate whether they do something or not. And as I've often said, and certainly as anglers, you can't do that. You can't look at the weather forecast and say, it's raining tomorrow, it's windy, I won't go fishing. Because if you do, you're at the mercy of something that's beyond your control. What you have to do is say, I'm going fishing tomorrow. It's the weekend. I've been at work all week. I haven't had a chance to get out. I'm going on Saturday morning. It's windy, it's wet, it's cold. That's okay. I know some lakes, some spots that will be fairly sheltered. That's where I'll head to. The moment we allow, and I'm not just talking about the weather now, but things in general, the moment we allow externals to control us, we're at the mercy of those things. As far as I'm concerned, and with my angling, I'll never let the conditions dictate whether I get out there or not. No other species on the bank. I did have a hook pull though, and I think it was a good perch. That's the second time that's happened to me recently. I haven't caught any perch for a while, so they're certainly noticeable by their absence. I'm on my way home, shower, get changed, and then it's the penultimate game of the JD Cymru Premier 2020-21 season as the New Saints take on Barrytown United at Park Hall.